Attention, all viewers. This is an emergency broadcast. If you are receiving this transmission, you are in immediate danger. Pay close attention to your classmates. Watch their behavior patterns. Notice any changes in speech or movement. If someone you know begins speaking without contractions, if they move in mechanical measured steps, if their eyes appear unfocused, yet fixed on something you cannot see, that is no longer your classmate. Something has replaced them. Do not attempt to communicate. Do not try to help them. Run. Get as far away as possible. The infection spreads through visual contact. Once you see the source, you become the source. This transmission will repeat every hour. End of broadcast.
Boys, guess what I just witnessed in the hallway? Our favorite weirdo, Derek, was talking to his locker, like actually having a full conversation with it.
No way. What was he saying?
Something about preparing for transmission and checking audio levels. Kids completely lost it.
Dude's been a freak since elementary. Remember when he brought that ancient TV to show and tell?
And kept insisting it was still receiving signals from the 80s. What a nerd.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna message him. Time for some fun. Hey there, VHS boy. Heard you were having a deep conversation with your locker today. What's next? Gonna start dating a cassette player?
I was not conversing with my locker. I was adjusting the reception parameters. The signal strength has been fluctuating throughout the day.
Signal strength? Bro? What are you even talking about?
The warning broadcast. I watched it during lunch period. It was meant for all of you.
Warning broadcast about what exactly?
About recognizing when someone has been replaced. About the importance of maintaining visual awareness. About the spreading infection.
This kid is absolutely unhinged. He's talking about something to do with broadcasts and infections.
He probably watched some old horror movie. You know how he gets about that vintage crap?
Still obsessed with those dusty VHS tapes. Someone needs to drag him into this century.
Let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Okay, Derek, I'll bite. What exactly was this warning broadcast about? And why would anyone broadcast something on a format literally nobody uses anymore?
VHS is a perfectly normal platform for communication. It has been utilized for this purpose for decades. The format provides optimal signal clarity for the intended message.
Signal clarity? Dude, VHS tapes are grainy as hell. And who exactly is broadcasting these messages?
The source identification is not relevant at this time. What matters is the content of the transmission. You should watch it yourself. All of you should watch it.
Pass. I've got better things to do than watch your creepy-ass conspiracy videos. Yo, Derek, tell me more about this broadcast. What kind of infection are we supposedly dealing with? 'Cause I just saw someone holding a VHS tape in the corridor, and now I'm intrigued.
Why, of course. Visual contamination leading to cognitive replacement. The affected individuals maintain physical appearance, but their behavioral patterns become synchronized. Speech patterns standardize. Movement becomes mechanically precise.
Right. And I suppose you're the only one who knows about this? The chosen one who received the mystical VHS prophecy.
I am not the only one. The number of viewers increases daily. Soon, the entire student body will have access to the transmission.
What's that supposed to mean?
You will understand when you see them. They walk differently now. They speak differently now. They are preparing for the next phase.
Guys, this is getting seriously weird. Like beyond normal Derek weird. Maybe we should actually look into what he's talking about.
Look into what exactly? His delusional fantasies about magic VHS tapes?
I'm just saying we should keep our eyes open. See if other kids are acting strange.
You're overthinking this. It's just Derek being his usual bizarre self. Probably trying to start some kind of ARG or viral marketing thing.
What if he's not, though? What if something actually is going on?
Then we'll be the heroes who expose his little game. Either way, this is entertaining. All right, Derek, final question. Where exactly are these other viewers you mentioned? Can you point them out to us tomorrow?
They are everywhere now. Check the hallways during class transitions. Observe the cafeteria during lunch period. Notice the library after school hours. You will recognize them by their stillness.
Their stillness?
They do not fidget. They do not shift their weight. They maintain perfect posture. They wait.
Wait for what?
For you to join them.
Hey Quillen, sorry to bother you, but I need to tell someone about this. You know Derek from your grade, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Why?
I saw him today after school, but here's the catch. I also saw Jonas and Stacy. They were carrying old VCRs into the building.
VCRs? Like the old tape players?
Exactly. Big bulky ones from the 90s. And they were walking in this really strange way, like robots or something.
Strange how?
Perfect synchronization. Same pace, same arm movement, and when I said hi to Stacy, she didn't respond. Just kept walking like she didn't hear me.
Maybe she was just focused on not dropping the equipment?
That's what I thought at first, but then I heard her talking to Jonas. She was speaking just like Derek does. No contractions, very formal. Something about optimal transmission parameters.
What the hell does that even mean?
I have no idea, but it sounds exactly like the weird stuff Derek's been saying. Are they working on some kind of project together?
Not that I know of. Derek doesn't really work with anyone. He's pretty much a loner.
Well, something's definitely going on, because I've never seen Stacy act like that before. She's usually super bubbly and talkative. This was like watching a completely different person.
Did you see something today, Vesper? I need to know I'm not going crazy.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Well, I saw Derek in 2 different places at the same time. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out.
Go on.
First period, I saw him in the east hallway, standing by the water fountain, completely still. Then immediately after, I saw him in the west hallway. Same exact posture, same blank expression.
Maybe you just saw him walking between the 2 spots?
No, that's the thing. I saw both versions at the exact same time. I was standing at the intersection where both hallways meet. Clear line of sight to both locations. There were definitely 2 of him.
That's impossible, though.
I know it's impossible. That's why I'm freaking out. And here's the really creepy part. When they passed each other in the main hallway later, neither one acknowledged the other. Like they couldn't see each other at all.
Are you sure it wasn't just someone who looks similar?
Same clothes, same backpack, same everything. Plus, I heard one of them talking to a teacher. That same robotic speech pattern everyone's been mentioning. No contractions, very formal tone.
What did he say to the teacher?
Something about needing access to the AV equipment room. Said it was for transmission preparation. Mrs. Luton looked confused, but gave him the key anyway.
This is getting really strange.
Tell me about it. I'm starting to think something seriously messed up is happening, and nobody's paying attention except us.
Okay. Not to sound crazy here, but I just counted 12 students in the main hallway carrying VHS tapes, all walking in that same robotic way that Indigo mentioned.
12 question marks. That's way more than yesterday.
I saw them too during first period. They were all heading toward the AV room.
Here's what's really freaking me out, though. I tried talking to Jonas about it, asked him what was on his tape. The kid didn't blink once during our entire conversation.
Maybe he was just concentrating?
For 5 straight minutes, Riven. 5 minutes without blinking. That's not just concentration.
Well, what did he say about the tape?
I quote, "The content is designed for optimal reception and processing." Then he just walked away mid-conversation. Didn't even say goodbye.
They're all talking like that now. I heard 3 different students use the exact same phrase today. Optimal reception and processing. Like they're reading from a script.
Saxon, I need you to see this. I recorded something during lunch period. 5 students completely silent for 20 minutes, just watching static on this old TV.
Where did they get the TV?
That's the thing. It wasn't there yesterday. Someone must have brought it in overnight. And check this out. It gives off emergency broadcast vibes, not gonna lie.
Looks like it, yeah. Did any of them react when you took the photos?
Nope, not at all. It was like I wasn't even there. But here's the creepy part. When the lunch bell rang, they all stood up at exactly the same time. Perfect synchronization right across the board. Then they unplugged the TV and carried it away together.
Carried it where?
Towards the basement. I tried to follow, but the door was locked.
Emergency update, guys. I think I'm being followed.
Followed by who?
Remember when I said I questioned some of those VHS kids? Well, now there's a group of them that shows up wherever I go. They don't approach me. They just watch.
How long have they been doing this?
Since third period. I've changed routes 3 times. Different stairwells, different floors. They always find me within minutes.
Jesus. Have you tried confronting them?
I did, actually. Walked right up to the group and asked what they wanted. They didn't respond at all. Just kept staring with those blank expressions. But when I turned to leave, I heard one of them say something.
What did they say?
Subject shows resistance to initial contact protocols. Monitoring will continue until compliance is achieved.
Compliance with what?
I didn't stick around to find out, but they're still following me. This is really starting to freak me out.
What the hell happened to Derek's social media? His entire profile got wiped.
Wiped how?
All his old posts are gone. Every photo, every status update, replaced with this analog stuff.
When did he post these?
That's the thing. They're all time-stamped from last night, posted every hour on the hour from midnight to 6 a.m. Like he was awake all night updating his profile.
Maybe his account got hacked?
Look at this one from this morning. And this caption under a blank black image. For those ready to see beyond the veil, the transmission awaits your participation.
Guys, that doesn't sound like Derek at all. Even his loser version of Derek.
I know, right? It's like someone else is using his account. Someone or something.
Hi, Quillen. This is Zara from the Teacher's Aid Program. I got your number from Indigo. Hope that's okay. I need to tell someone about what I saw today.
Sure, what's going on?
I confiscated 5 VHS tapes from students during my rounds. All unmarked, just blank black cases. I was supposed to turn them into the office, but I decided to check the faculty lounge first.
And?
3 teachers were in there watching one of the tapes. Mr. Peterson, Ms. Whitney, and Coach Rodriguez, all sitting in complete silence.
That doesn't look too unusual.
Wait, there's more. I stood in that doorway for 10 minutes. Not one of them moved. Not one of them blinked. They just sat there staring at the static.
Static?
The tape was just showing static and interference, but they were watching it like it was the most fascinating thing ever. When I finally said hello, they all turned to look at me. Same exact movement, same exact timing. Then Mr. Peterson said, "You should join us for the viewing. It provides excellent clarity for understanding current protocols."
That's exactly how the students have been talking.
I know, that's why I'm messaging you. The teachers are acting just like the students now. Same speech patterns, same blank expressions. I think whatever's on those tapes is affecting everyone who watches them.
Did you try to take the tape away?
I tried, but Coach Rodriguez blocked me. Said the viewing session was critical for proper integration. Then all 3 of them stood up and walked out. Left the tape running on repeat. I could hear it playing the same static pattern over and over.
Posted a school-wide alert about all this crap that's going on with the VHS tapes. Figured people needed to know what's happening.
Good thinking. What did you say?
Warning about students and teachers acting strangely. Mentioned the VHS tapes and the synchronized behavior. Told everyone to avoid watching any unmarked videos.
That's perfect. Hopefully people will start paying attention.
Well, there's a problem. The post got deleted after 20 minutes.
Deleted by who?
Administrator account removed it. Said it was spreading unnecessary panic and misinformation. But here's the thing. I know Mr. Wallace who runs the school forum. He would never delete something like that without talking to me first.
Maybe someone else has access to his account?
I tried calling him to ask. His voicemail message has changed. Instead of his normal greeting, it just says : "Current communication protocols require verification through approved channels. Please submit all inquiries via the designated viewing platform."
That doesn't sound like Mr. Wallace at all.
No, it doesn't. And when I tried to repost the warning, my account got suspended. Error message said I was interfering with essential integration processes. What kind of school uses language like that?
None that I know of. But more importantly, not one that is human.
You need to see this, kid. I'm the janitor here. Been working nights for 15 years. Never seen anything like what I found today.
What did you find?
Empty classrooms filled with equipment. VCRs, old televisions, miles of wiring. This is room 204, supposed to be empty for renovations. But look at all this stuff.
When did all this equipment appear?
Had to be last night. I cleaned that room yesterday evening and it was completely empty. Now it looks like mission control for some kind of broadcast station. 12 different TVs, all perfectly in sync, playing the exact same static sequence.
Did you try turning any of them off?
I tried, but there are no power buttons. The controls have been removed or covered up, and the power cords all lead to this central box. Never seen anything like it. Looks more like military equipment than school supplies.
Are there other rooms like this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've checked 6 classrooms so far. 3 of them have similar setups, all connected by cables running through the walls. It's like they're building some kind of network. But for what?
And nobody authorized this installation?
Not that I was told about. I'm supposed to be notified of any major equipment changes. This is way beyond anything our AV department would handle. Yet nobody saw or heard anything.
Maybe they worked during the night when the building was empty.
I work nights, remember? I'm here until 2 a.m. every weekday. Whoever did this was incredibly quiet. Or they had access when I wasn't here, but that's only a few hours on weekends.
Okay, everyone. We need to have a serious discussion. This is way beyond Derek being a nerdy loser.
Agreed. Something major is happening. The janitor just showed me photos of classrooms full of broadcast equipment.
And I'm still being followed by those creepy students.
Plus, we've got teachers acting just as strange as the students.
How many people do you think are affected now?
Based on what everyone's reporting, maybe 30 or 40 students, plus at least 3 teachers that we know of.
And it's spreading fast. I saw 2 more kids with VHS tapes just this afternoon.
We need to figure out what's actually on those tapes before this gets even more out of control.
Are you suggesting we watch one?
Maybe just a few seconds. Enough to understand what what we're dealing with.
That sounds incredibly dangerous. What if it affects us the same way?
Then we'd become part of the problem instead of the solution.
So what do you suggest? Just wait around until the entire school is zombified.
We could try to get help from outside, call the police or something.
We'd need something actually dangerous to happen for that to work.
Riven's right, we need an actual reason to be scared.
Then we investigate more tomorrow, find out everything we can, and try to stay away from anyone carrying those tapes.
Agreed.
Let's figure out what the hell is really going on. All right, boys, 6 a.m. sharp. We're getting to school early to figure this out. I want everyone spread out across different areas. Cover more ground that way.
Good plan. Where do you want us positioned?
Thorn, take the main entrance and first floor. Riven, second floor and admin offices. Quillen, check the gym and basement areas. I'll handle third floor and see what's in those equipment rooms.
What exactly are we looking for?
Anything that explains what's happening. So take notes of everything you see. And stay in constant contact through this chat.
Should we try to avoid the VHS kids if we see them?
Just observe for now. Don't engage unless absolutely necessary.
Got it. Heading out now.
See you all there. What the hell? Every single classroom on the third floor has students in it. At 6:15 a.m., they're all just sitting there staring at monitors.
Same thing down here. Room 101 has 12 students, all perfectly still, all watching the same static pattern.
Second floor is identical, but here's what's really disturbing. I counted the students in room 237. There are 28 desks, 28 students. Perfect capacity, like they planned this.
Planned what exactly?
I don't know, but this isn't random. Every room is filled to exact capacity. No empty seats, no overcrowding.
Guys, the gymnasium is completely empty, but I can hear sounds coming from the locker rooms. Footsteps, multiple sets.
Can you see what's making the noise?
I'm getting closer to investigate. The boys' locker room door is slightly open. There's this bright blue light coming from inside.
Bad news, guys. I tried to leave through the main entrance. There are students blocking the doors.
Blocking them how?
Standing in formation, 2 at each exit, arms at their sides. When I approached, they stepped closer together, completely silent, just blocking my path.
I just tried the north stairwell exit. Same thing. 4 students arranged in a line. They're not saying anything, just preventing access.
So we can't get out?
Doesn't look like it, and here's what's really creepy. I asked one of them to move. He looked directly at me and said, "Exit protocols are suspended during viewing periods. Please return to your designated observation area."
Designated observation area? What does that even mean?
I think it means we're supposed to be in those classrooms, watching whatever's on those monitors.
Just encountered Principal Hayes in the hallway. Her speech patterns have completely changed.
Changed how?
No contractions. Very formal tone. She asked why I was not in my assigned viewing location. When I said I didn't have an assigned location, she paused for like 30 seconds, then said, "All students must participate in the scheduled transmission. Non-compliance results in corrective measures."
Corrective measures.
I didn't stick around to find out, but she started following me down the hall. Same robotic walking pattern as the students.
Ms. Martinez just walked past me, carrying a stack of VHS tapes. When I said good morning, she stopped, stared at me, then said, "Morning greetings are not part of current protocols. Please proceed to your viewing station immediately."
This is getting really bad, guys. I think they're trying to herd us into those classrooms.
To watch the tapes?
Has to be. But I found something else in the gym. Something that's going to freak you all out. I looked inside the boys' locker room. There are students coming out of the shower area. But here's the thing. They look exactly like students I've already seen today.
What do you mean exactly like?
I mean identical. Same clothes, same backpacks, same everything. I just saw Jonas in room 101 20 minutes ago. Now there's another Jonas walking out of the locker room.
What in the—
Yep, and they're not just similar. They're perfect duplicates, down to the way they walk and hold their heads.
How many duplicates have you seen?
5 so far, all students who are supposedly sitting in classrooms right now. It's like there are 2 versions of everyone.
That makes no sense.
None of this makes sense, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing. The duplicates are all walking toward the exit, probably to block more doors.
This is Orion Steelgrave, school security. Got your number from the emergency contact list. Need to report what I found during my morning rounds.
What did you find?
All security cameras have been disabled. Not just turned off, physically disconnected. Someone cut the main cables during the night.
When did this happen?
Had to be between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's the only window when nobody was monitoring the system. But here's what's really concerning. I found new wiring running through the air ducts. Cables I've never seen before.
Where do the cables lead?
Every classroom, the gymnasium, the cafeteria, they all connect to some kind of central hub in the basement. But I can't get down there to investigate. The basement access is blocked by students.
Students blocking the basement too?
6 of them, standing guard. When I showed my security badge, they didn't move. One of them said, Access restricted during transmission periods. Only authorized personnel may enter the broadcast center.
Broadcast center?
That's what they called it, but I've worked here for 8 years. There's never been any broadcast center in this building.
Hey, I go to Riverside High across town. Heard about some crazy stuff happening at your school. We're seeing the same thing here.
The same thing?
Students carrying VHS tapes, acting like robots. Started yesterday, now it's spreading fast. This was taken an hour ago. 12 students, all synchronized movement.
How many schools is this happening at?
At least 3 that I know of. Got messages from friends at Westfield and Oak Grove, all reporting identical behavior patterns. Students watching static on old TVs. Teachers speaking without contractions. Exits being blocked during viewing periods.
This is bigger than just our school.
Way bigger, and it's spreading faster every day. Whatever's on those tapes is infectious. Like a virus, but one that spreads through watching.
Have you tried calling the police?
Tried yesterday. They said it sounded like a prank call. Told me to contact the school administration instead. But our administration is already affected. They're all speaking the same robotic way.
So nobody believes this is really happening?
Not until they see it themselves. But by then it might be too late. How many people at your school are affected now?
Based on what we've seen, maybe half the student body, plus most of the staff.
Same here. It's like they're building an army. But an army for what?
All right. I've had enough of this. I'm going to confront a group of these students directly, force some answers out of them.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
We need to know what we're dealing with, and I'm tired of running around scared.
What if they react badly?
Then at least we'll learn something. I'm approaching a group of 6 students in the 3rd floor hallway. Time to get some real answers.
Caxon, be careful.
I'll be fine. They're just brainwashed students, not monsters. Here goes nothing.
Crap! Something terrible just happened.
What's wrong?
I heard screaming from the 3rd floor. Went to investigate and saw... I can't even describe it.
Spit it out!
Caxon confronted that group of students like he said, but they didn't just ignore him. They attacked him.
Attacked him?
They moved so fast, all 6 of them at once. They grabbed him and...
And what?
They tore him apart. Literally tore him apart with their bare hands. I watched them rip his arms off. The sound was horrible.
Oh my god.
There was blood everywhere, but they didn't make any noise while they did it. Completely silent, like it was just another task. Then they picked up the pieces and carried them away.
Carried them where?
Toward the basement. Same direction as all those cables. I'm hiding in a supply closet right now. I don't think they saw me.
We need to get out of here. Right now.
The exits are still blocked, and now we know what happens if we try to resist.
So what do we do?
I don't know, but Caxon is dead. They killed him in seconds. These aren't just brainwashed students. There's something else entirely.
Something with incredible strength.
And they're coordinated.
We need to find another way out before they come looking for us.
Any ideas?
There might be service tunnels or maintenance shafts, but we'd have to get to the basement to access them.
The same basement where they took Caxons.
Yeah, the same basement they're guarding.
This is absolutely mental. How is any of this happening?
I don't know, but we're trapped in here with things that look like students, but definitely aren't students anymore. I'm following them, the things that killed Caxon. They're carrying his pieces toward the basement. The blood trail means I can keep out of sight too.
Quillen, don't do this. It's too dangerous.
I need to see where they're taking him. We have to understand what's happening.
What if they spot you?
I'm staying way back. They don't seem to be looking for followers, just focused on their task. They're moving through the main hallway now, past the cafeteria, heading toward the auditorium section.
The auditorium? Why would they go there?
I don't know yet, but they're not using the main basement entrance. They're going around back, behind the auditorium stage. There's a door back here I've never seen before, hidden behind some old stage equipment. The 6 students just went through it.
A hidden door?
Must be some kind of maintenance access. Or maybe it connects to storage areas under the auditorium. I'm going to try to get closer.
Quillen, please be careful.
The door is still slightly open. I can hear sounds coming from inside. Mechanical humming, like electrical equipment running, and something else.
What kind of something else?
Breathing. Multiple people breathing in perfect synchronization. It's really unsettling. I'm at the door now, looking through the crack. Holy crap!
What do you see?
This isn't a storage room. It's huge, like a cavern under the school. The ceiling must be 20 feet high.
What's in there?
Students, dozens of them, hanging upside down from the ceiling.
Hanging how?
By their feet, with ropes or cables. Their eyes are completely white, and there are wires. Thousands of wires going into their bodies.
No. That can't be.
I'm looking right at it. The wires are connected to this massive machine in the center, built around what looks like a VHS player, the same type we've been seeing everywhere. I can see more clearly now. The hanging students are the real ones. I recognize faces from our classes. There's Jonas, Stacy, Marcus, all the kids who started acting strange.
So the ones walking around school
Must be copies, generated by this machine somehow, using the real students as templates.
Holy crap, man.
The machine is incredibly complex. Cables running everywhere, screens showing vital signs, and in the very center, a single VHS tape player. The tape is running on repeat, same static pattern we've been seeing, but there's something else.
What?
I can see Derek, the real Derek, hanging right next to the central machine. More wires connected to him than anyone else, like he's the primary template or something. The 6 students just deposited Caxton's remains near the base of the machine, and now they're connecting cables to the pieces.
Connecting cables to what's left of Caxton?
Yes, like they're trying to integrate him into the system, even though he's dead.
This is beyond nightmare level.
It gets worse. I can see the machine working, creating new duplicates. They emerge from these pods around the edges, perfect copies of the hanging students. Then they walk out through different exits, probably to replace more real students.
How many exits are there?
At least 4 that I can see. Tunnels leading in different directions. This thing is connected to the entire building, maybe even other buildings.
Other schools?
Has to be. That would explain what Phoenix was telling us, about the same thing happening everywhere. Wait, something's happening. The machine is making different sounds, more active than before.
What kind of sounds?
Like it's ramping up production. The screens are showing increased activity, and the hanging students are twitching, all of them at once.
Twitching how?
Like they're being drained of something. Energy, memories, I don't know. But the machine is definitely using them, feeding off them somehow, and creating more duplicates as a result. I count 12 new ones forming right now.
12 more duplicates?
All identical to students I know. They'll probably be sent out to capture more real students, replace them with duplicates, until everyone in town is part of this system. I need to get closer to the central machine. Maybe I can figure out how to shut it down.
That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Everything about this is dangerous. But if we don't stop it, this thing will keep spreading. More schools, more students, eventually entire cities.
How are you going to get close without being seen?
The 6 students who brought Caxton are busy with the cables, and the new duplicates are still forming. I might have a window. I'm moving now, staying low, using the equipment as cover. The humming is getting louder, and I can hear the VHS tape clearly now. It's not just static. There are voices mixed in, whispering voices giving instructions. I can make out some of the whispered commands. Maintain synchronization, expand operational parameters, integrate new subjects.
It's like a control program.
Exactly. The tape is broadcasting instructions to all the duplicates, coordinating their behavior, making them act like a hive mind.
So if we destroy the tape,
The duplicates might shut down, and the real students might be freed. I'm almost at the central machine now. I can see the VHS player clearly. It's surrounded by protective housing, but there might be a way to damage it.
Be careful, Quillen.
The tape is running on some kind of endless loop, same sequence repeating over and over, but the quality is degrading, like it's been playing for a long time. Maybe that's why they need more students, to power the system as the tape wears out. Oh no!
What's wrong?
They spotted me. All 6 of the students who brought Caxton. They're turning toward my position.
run!
There's nowhere to run. I'm surrounded by the machine, but I'm right next to the VHS player. This might be our only chance.
What are you going to do?
The only thing I can do, I'm gonna destroy this thing. Even if it kills me,
Quillen, think about this.
I am thinking about all the students hanging from the ceiling, about Caxton being torn apart, about this infection spreading to other schools. Someone has to stop it.
There has to be another way.
The students are moving toward me now, same coordinated movement as when they attacked Caxton. But I'm not gonna just stand here and let them kill me. I'm gonna take this machine down with me. I did it. I body slammed the VHS player. The whole machine is sparking and smoking.
Are you okay?
I'm hurt but alive, but something's happening to the duplicates. They all stopped moving at the exact same time. Now they're making this horrible wailing sound.
I can hear it from the 2nd floor. Every duplicate in the building is screaming.
It's getting louder, and their faces are changing. Oh God, their heads are starting to swell.
What do you mean, swell?
Like they're going to explode. I need to get out of here now.
The ones on my floor just burst. Gray slime everywhere. It's covering the walls and floor.
Same thing down here. All 6 duplicates in the main hallway. Their heads just popped like balloons.
The real students are falling. The wires are retracting from their bodies. They're dropping to the floor one by one. But they're breathing. They're actually breathing.
The exits are clear now. The duplicates that were blocking the doors are gone. Just piles of gray goo where they were standing.
I'm heading downstairs to help with the real students.
I can see Derek, the real Derek. He's unconscious, but his chest is moving. Same with Jonas and Stacy. They all look really pale and weak, but they're alive.
Should we call 911?
Already calling. These students need medical attention immediately. Some of them have been hanging here for days.
The gray slime is starting to dissolve, like it's evaporating or something, leaving behind this weird chemical smell.
The machine is completely destroyed. Smoke is still rising from the VHS player. Whatever that tape was, it's gone now.
You saved everyone, Quillen.
We all did. Caxon died trying to get answers. This was for him too.
This is Sage Ironwick, Emergency Response Coordinator. We received your emergency call about multiple unconscious students. EMS units are en route to your location.
Thank God you're coming. We have approximately 30 students who need immediate medical attention. They've been suspended upside down with medical equipment attached.
Can you provide more details about their condition?
Unconscious but breathing. Extremely pale, possibly dehydrated. Some have puncture wounds where wires were inserted. They all appear to be in shock.
We're bringing trauma specialists and IV fluids. Are there any immediate life-threatening situations?
I don't think so, but they've been like this for days, maybe longer for some of them.
ETA is 4 minutes. Can you guide us to the location?
Hidden room beneath the auditorium. Access through a concealed door behind the stage equipment. I'll meet you at the main entrance.
Emergency services just arrived. 6 ambulances and a fire truck.
I can see them bringing stretchers into the building.
I'm directing them to the hidden room. The paramedics are amazed by what they're seeing. They've never encountered anything like this setup.
What are they saying about the students' conditions?
Stable but critical. Severe dehydration and malnutrition, but no permanent damage that they can detect so far.
They're loading Derek into an ambulance now. He's still unconscious, but his vital signs are improving.
The paramedics found residue from the destroyed duplicates. They're taking samples for analysis. They said they've never seen anything like that gray substance.
All students are being transported to Regional Medical Center. We're setting up a special ward for monitoring. This incident will require extensive investigation.
What about the school?
Building is being sealed as a crime scene. FBI has been notified due to the unusual nature of this case. You 3 will need to provide detailed statements.
Hello, this is Derek Verne, the real Derek Verne.
Derek, you're awake. How are you feeling?
Weak but recovering. The doctors say I was unconscious for 6 days. I need to explain what happened. What really happened.
We're listening.
I found an unmarked VHS tape in the school library, hidden behind some old textbooks. I was curious, so I took it home to watch.
What was on the tape?
At first, just static and interference, but then patterns started appearing. Hypnotic patterns that made me feel drowsy. I could not look away.
That's how they got you.
Yes. The signals subdued my consciousness. I became compliant and docile. Then they came for me.
They?
The Kren. That is what they call themselves. Non-human entities that reproduce through technological parasitism. They took me to that hidden room and wired me into their system.
To create duplicates.
My memories, my mannerisms, my speech patterns, all copied and transferred to artificial constructs. The duplicates were not perfect reproductions, but close enough to fool casual observation. The Kren use VHS technology because it is analog. Digital signals cannot carry their hypnotic frequencies. Only magnetic tape provides the proper medium.
That's why they were spreading unmarked tapes.
Each tape contained the same basic signal, designed to subdue human consciousness. Once someone watched long enough, they became compliant, ready for integration into the system.
Integration meaning being wired up like you were?
Correct. The human subjects become biological templates. Their neural patterns are extracted and used to create duplicates. The duplicates then spread more tapes to capture more subjects.
A perfect reproduction cycle.
Until you destroyed the central processing unit. When the VHS player was damaged, the entire network collapsed. All duplicates lost their connection and self-destructed.
What happened to the Kren themselves?
I believe they were purely digital entities, existing only within the magnetic patterns on the tape. When you destroyed their storage medium, you destroyed them, at least the ones in our school.
This is Special Agent Collins, FBI Paranormal Division. We've completed our analysis of the gray residue, confirming non-human origin.
Non-human how?
The substance contains synthetic proteins not found in nature, plus microscopic circuitry embedded throughout. Definitely artificial constructs, not biological organisms. We're expanding our investigation to other schools. Similar incidents have been reported in 3 other states.
It was spreading that far?
Appears to be a coordinated infiltration. We're working with local authorities to locate any remaining VHS tapes. If you encounter any unmarked tapes, do not watch them. Contact us immediately for safe disposal.
Today was Caxton's memorial service. His family asked us to speak about what happened.
It was really hard to get through, but they deserve to know their son died a hero.
He was trying to protect everyone, even when he didn't fully understand the danger.
I attended the service as well. I wanted to pay respects to someone who died because of what happened to me.
You don't blame yourself, do you?
I was the first victim. If I had not found that tape, none of this would have occurred.
That's not your fault, Derek. You were curious about something you found. Anyone would have done the same thing.
We're the ones who should apologize for how we treated you before all this happened.
We were bullies. Cruel and stupid bullies, and we're sorry.
Really sorry? You didn't deserve any of that treatment.
I forgive you, all of you. What we experienced together was far more significant than past conflicts. We survived something that could have destroyed our entire community.
We make a good team when we work together.
Better than when we were enemies.
So what happens now?
Now we move forward, as friends, I hope.
Definitely friends, after everything we've been through.
The school reopens next week, with new security measures.
Metal detectors and bag searches, plus counselors for anyone affected by the incident.
The authorities are still searching for additional tapes. The Kren may have planted them in other locations.
We should stay alert. Watch for anyone acting strangely. Report anything suspicious immediately.
I keep thinking about how close we came to losing everything. Our entire school. Maybe our whole town.
If Quillen hadn't been brave enough to destroy that machine.
We all played a part. Caxton's sacrifice gave us the information we needed. Your observations helped us understand what was happening, and Derek provided the final pieces of the puzzle.
We protected each other, even when we did not realize we were doing so.
We should make a pact to always look out for each other, no matter what happens.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Agreed. We have seen what real danger looks like. We know how important it is to stand together.
The Apex Squad. Protectors instead of predators.
I like that.
Much better than what we were before.
Thank you for accepting me. I never expected to find real friends through such a terrible experience.
Sometimes the worst situations bring out the best in people. We're proof of that.
Here's to new beginnings.
And to never forgetting what we learned.
To friendship forged through adversity.
And to keeping watch, just in case the Kren ever try to return.
They won't catch us off guard ever again.